The NFL Draft is the best opportunity for teams to swap out their slow, plodding, old broken down running backs for a shiny new one with fresh wheels. Of course, the higher the pick, the better player available, but oftentimes it doesn't work out that way, especially at the running back position. Scouts spend all year evaluating these players in hopes of revamping their offense, and some years the first back taken is the best, like in the case of Adrian Peterson. But in other years, you can steal a Devonta Freeman in the 4th round. And the way NFL teams value running backs these days allows some to slip into the middle rounds who maybe shouldn't. These are the best running backs taken in every NFL draft from the year 2000 to 2024.
The 2000 NFL Draft. Shaun Alexander.
Shaun Alexander was one of the most dominant running backs in the NFL during the early 2000s. Drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the first round of the 2000 NFL Draft, Alexander quickly made a name for himself with his knowledge of how to run behind his blockers and slip tackles. His breakout came in 2001, his sophomore season, rushing for over 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns. From 2001 to 2005, he became the centerpiece of the Seahawks offense, remembered for his record-breaking season and nose for the end zone. In 2005, Alexander had a career-defining season, rushing for 1,880 yards and scoring a record 28 total touchdowns, earning him the NFL MVP award and leading the Seahawks to their first Super Bowl appearance. Despite injuries slowing him down in the latter part of his career, he left the NFL as the Seahawks' all-time leading rusher. Shaun Alexander's legacy is that of an elite running back who helped shape the history of the Seattle Seahawks.
The 2001 NFL Draft. LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson was one of the most electrifying running backs in NFL history. Drafted 5th overall by the San Diego Chargers in 2001, he quickly became known for his incredible field vision and superhuman jump cuts. LT dominated the league, rushing for over 1,100 yards in each of his first 8 seasons, while being a massive threat as a receiver out of the backfield as well. His peak came in 2006 when he set the NFL single-season touchdown record, breaking Shaun Alexander's with 31 total touchdowns. This earned him the Most Valuable Player award and solidified his place among the game's greats. A complete back, Tomlinson was just as effective as a pass catcher, finishing his career with over 13,000 rushing yards and more than 4,700 receiving yards. After 9 seasons with the Chargers, he spent 2 years with the New York Jets before retiring in 2012. His workhorse durability and unmatched playmaking ability earned him a place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017.
The 2002 NFL Draft. Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis was one of the NFL's most dynamic and explosive running backs in the 2000s. Drafted in the 2nd round of the 2002 NFL Draft by the Denver Broncos out of the University of Miami, Portis made an immediate impact, rushing for over 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns in his rookie season. With explosive speed, vision, and elite pass blocking ability, he followed up his rookie year with another stellar season in 2003, solidifying his status as one of the league's elite running backs. And he was so good in Denver that in 2004, the Washington Redskins traded future Hall of Fame cornerback Champ Bailey plus a draft pick for Portis, who continued to shine in Washington. He became the centerpiece of the Redskins offense, rushing for over 1,200 yards in 4 of his first 5 seasons with the team. Portis was known for his 4.2 speed, memorable touchdown celebrations, and of course his bizarre outfits. Although injuries began to slow him down later in his career, he retired in 2012 with nearly 10,000 rushing yards and 80 total touchdowns. Clinton Portis remains one of the most productive and colorful running backs of his era.
The 2003 NFL Draft. Willis McGahee.
Willis McGahee had a remarkable NFL career marked by resilience and determination. A superstar at the University of Miami, McGahee suffered a devastating knee injury in his final college game, which put his NFL future in doubt. Despite this, he was drafted in the 1st round of the 2003 NFL Draft by the Buffalo Bills. He spent his entire rookie season rehabbing and then made a strong comeback in 2004, rushing for over 1,100 yards and scoring 13 touchdowns. He went on to have 3 more productive seasons with the Bills before being traded to the Baltimore Ravens in 2007. McGahee remained relatively useful in Baltimore, but later in his career he had successful stints with the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns, remaining a tough, reliable back into his early 30s. And by the time he retired in 2014, McGahee had amassed over 8,400 rushing yards and 70 total touchdowns, leaving behind a legacy of grit, perseverance, and one of the meanest stiff arms of all time.
The 2004 NFL Draft. Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson was a workhorse running back known for his ruthless power, durability, and consistency throughout his NFL career. Drafted 24th overall by the St. Louis Rams in 2004, Jackson became the successor to Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk. Standing at 6'2" and weighing 240 pounds, Jackson brought a rare combination of both size and agility to the backfield. He rushed for over 1,000 yards in 8 consecutive seasons, despite playing for a Rams team that often struggled. Jackson's peak season came in 2006 when he racked up over 1,500 rushing yards, added 800 receiving yards, and scored 16 total touchdowns. In what was mostly a dark era for the then St. Louis Rams, Steven Jackson was the Rams. After his long tenure in St. Louis, he spent time with the Atlanta Falcons and briefly with the New England Patriots before retiring in 2015. He finished his career with over 11,000 rushing yards, ranking him among the top rushers in NFL history. His hard-nosed running style and consistency made him one of the best backs of the 2000s.
The 2005 NFL Draft. Frank Gore.
Frank Gore was the epitome of longevity and consistency in the NFL, carving out a legendary career that spanned 16 seasons. Drafted in the 3rd round of the 2005 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers, Gore quickly became known for his vision and incredible work ethic. Despite suffering multiple knee injuries in college, he burst onto the scene as a rookie and rushed for over 1,000 yards in 9 of his first 12 seasons. Gore spent a decade with the 49ers, becoming the franchise all-time leading rusher, and was also a key player in their run to the Super Bowl in the 2012 season. After leaving San Fran, he continued his career with the Indianapolis Colts, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, and the New York Jets, always serving as a dependable back and veteran leader. Frank Gore finally retired in 2020 as the 3rd all-time leading rusher in NFL history, amassing over 16,000 rushing yards. His durability, passion for the game, and blue-collar approach made him one of the most respected running backs to ever play the game, despite not having the same type of dominant peak as most on this list.
The 2006 NFL Draft. Maurice Jones-Drew.
Maurice Jones-Drew was a dynamic and powerful running back known for his compact size and dual threat abilities. Drafted in the 2nd round of the 2006 NFL Draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars, MJD quickly became a fan favorite, playing behind Fred Taylor due to his explosive speed, low center of gravity, and surprising power for his 5'7" frame. He made an immediate impact as a rookie, excelling not only as a rusher but also as a return specialist. From 2009 to 2011, Jones-Drew established himself as one of the NFL's premier running backs, culminating in a league-leading 1,606 rushing yards in 2011. Despite playing on a struggling Jaguars team, he was consistently among the league's top rushers, known for his relentless running style and big play potential. After 8 seasons in Jacksonville, he finished his career with a brief stint with the Oakland Raiders in 2014. Jones-Drew retired with over 8,100 rushing yards and 79 total touchdowns, leaving a legacy as one of the most versatile and tough runners of his era.
The 2007 NFL Draft. Adrian Peterson, obviously.
Adrian Peterson was one of the most explosive and dominant running backs in NFL history. Drafted 7th overall by the Minnesota Vikings in 2007 after a legendary college career at Oklahoma, AP made an immediate impact as a rookie, not only rushing for 1,341 yards, but also setting the single-game record with 296 rushing yards against the Chargers. Known for his one-of-a-kind combination of size, speed, acceleration, and power, Peterson immediately became the face of the Vikings franchise. And in 2012, he delivered one of the most remarkable seasons in NFL history, rushing for 2,097 yards, just 8 yards shy of the single-season record, despite coming off a torn ACL and MCL from the previous year, on top of carrying the Christian Ponder Vikings to the playoffs. It's no surprise this incredible feat earned him the NFL MVP award. Over his 15-year career, Peterson played for several teams after the Vikings, including the New Orleans Saints, Arizona Cardinals, Washington Redskins, Detroit Lions, Tennessee Titans, and finally the Seattle Seahawks, showcasing his longevity and determination. He retired with over 14,000 rushing yards and 120 rushing touchdowns. Peterson's relentless running style, work ethic, and ability to overcome adversity solidified his legacy as one of the greatest pure runners the game has ever seen.
The 2008 NFL Draft. Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, otherwise known as CJ2K, was one of the fastest and most electrifying running backs in NFL history. Drafted in the 1st round of the 2008 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans, Johnson jumped off the TV screen with his blazing speed and quick cuts. In only his 2nd season in the league, he delivered a historic performance, rushing for 2,006 yards in 2009, becoming only the 6th player at the time to surpass the 2,000-yard mark in a single season. That year, he also set the NFL record for most yards from scrimmage in a single season, totaling 2,509 yards. This, of course, is what earned him the nickname CJ2K, as well as Offensive Player of the Year honors. Chris Johnson's 4.24 speed made him a threat to score every time he touched the ball, and he consistently delivered highlight reel plays. After 6 seasons with the Titans, he had stints with the New York Jets and Arizona Cardinals, where he was not nearly the same player but remained a backfield presence. He retired with over 9,600 rushing yards and 64 total touchdowns, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most exciting and electric running backs the league has ever seen.
The 2009 NFL Draft. LeSean McCoy.
LeSean McCoy, known as Shady, was one of the most elusive and versatile running backs of the 2010s. Drafted in the second round of the 2009 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles, McCoy quickly established himself with his exceptional agility, quick feet, and ability to make defenders miss. Over his career, he was renowned for his smooth running style and impressive vision, making him a dual threat both as a rusher and a receiver. McCoy's breakout season came in 2011 when he rushed for 1,309 yards and also scored 17 touchdowns. But his peak year was 2013 when he led the NFL in rushing yards with 1,607 and touchdowns with 11, earning him the NFL rushing title. After a successful stint with the Eagles, McCoy was traded to the Buffalo Bills, where he continued to perform at a high level. He later had brief stints with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He retired with over 11,000 rushing yards and 89 total touchdowns, ranking among the top rushers of the century. His exceptional career was marked by his ability to stay productive and relevant across different teams and systems, solidifying his place as one of the premier running backs of his generation and arguably the best in Eagles history, along with Brian Westbrook.
The 2010 NFL Draft. Ryan Matthews.
In what was the weakest running back class of the century, Ryan Matthews was a powerful and explosive running back known for his strong running style. Taken 12th overall by the San Diego Chargers in the 2010 NFL Draft, Matthews quickly became the team's primary back. His sophomore season marked a promising start to his career, rushing for 1,091 yards and 6 touchdowns. But his best year came in 2013 when he rushed for 1,255 yards and 6 touchdowns, showcasing his ability to carry the load for the Chargers. With his physicality and ability to break tackles, he was a key offensive weapon for San Diego during his time with the team, taking handoffs from Phillip Rivers. In 2015, he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles, where his career ultimately flamed out. Injuries began to impact him, limiting his effectiveness and leading to a shorter career than some anticipated. In 2016, he retired from the NFL, and despite the challenges with injuries, he finished his career with over 5,000 rushing yards and 40 total touchdowns.
The 2011 NFL Draft. DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray was a dominant and versatile running back known for his vision, speed, and powerful running style. Drafted by the Cowboys in the third round of the 2011 NFL Draft, Murray quickly made an impact for America's team. His best season came in 2014 when he had a career year, rushing for 1,845 yards and 13 touchdowns, along with catching 57 passes for 416 yards and 4 touchdowns, ending in one of the best running back seasons of the entire decade and earning him the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award, as well as helping the Cowboys reach the playoffs. After his success in Dallas, Murray signed with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015, where he had a less impactful season, and later played for the Tennessee Titans, where he had one final great season, playing ahead of a rookie by the name of Derrick Henry. DeMarco Murray retired with 7,200 rushing yards and 55 total touchdowns. His career was defined by his significant role in the Cowboys' offensive success during his peak years and the final act of the Tony Romo era in Dallas.
The 2012 NFL Draft. The Muscle Hamster.
Doug Martin, often referred to as the Muscle Hamster, was a dynamic and powerful running back known for his fantastic rookie season and ability to break off big runs. Drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round of the 2012 NFL Draft, Martin made an immediate impact with a historic rookie year. He rushed for 1,454 yards and 11 touchdowns, and added 472 receiving yards and another touchdown, earning him a spot in the Pro Bowl and on the NFL All-Rookie team. His next great season came in 2015, where he rushed for 1,400 yards and 6 touchdowns, showcasing his blend of speed and power. Known for his strong, compact build and relentless running style, Martin was a key offensive player for the Buccaneers during his time with the team. But his career was marred by inefficient performances and injuries. After his time with the Bucs and a brief stint with the Oakland Raiders, he finished his career with over 5,300 rushing yards and 32 total touchdowns. Martin's impact was most felt during his exceptional rookie season.
The 2013 NFL Draft. Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell was one of the most versatile and dynamic running backs of the 2010s. Known for his exceptional vision, patience, and ability to contribute both as a rusher and receiver. Drafted out of Michigan State by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the second round of the 2013 NFL Draft, Bell quickly established himself as a key offensive weapon with a high volume but also inefficient rookie year. But that all changed in his sophomore season. His peaks came both in 2014 and 2017 when he was named a first-team All-Pro and a Pro Bowler in both seasons. In 2014, he rushed for 1,361 yards and 8 touchdowns, while also adding 854 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. He followed this up with another standout season in 2017, rushing for 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns, along with 655 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. His unique running style, characterized by his extreme patience and ability to read blocks, made him one of a kind. Le'Veon Bell's career was also marked by notable holdouts and contract disputes with the Steelers, leading him to sit out the entire 2018 season. After leaving Pittsburgh, he played for the New York Jets, Kansas City Chiefs, and briefly with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Injuries, lack of explosiveness, and a changing role affected his later years. But Bell retired with over 9,800 total yards and 51 total touchdowns, leaving a legacy as one of the best backs of his generation.
The 2014 NFL Draft, Devontae Freeman.
Devonta Freeman was a short but stocky running back out of Florida State. Drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the 4th round of the 2014 NFL Draft, he quickly became a key player in the Falcons' offense. His breakout season came in 2015 when he rushed for 1,056 yards and 11 touchdowns. This performance earned him a Pro Bowl selection and a spot on the NFL All-Pro team. Freeman's standout year was followed by another strong season in 2016 where he rushed for 1,079 yards and 11 touchdowns once again. He played a crucial role in the Falcons' run to the Super Bowl, where they lost to the New England Patriots after blowing the infamous 28-3 lead. He then signed a lucrative contract extension with the Falcons in 2017. However, injuries and inconsistencies began to affect his performance swiftly, and after his time with Atlanta, he had stints with the New York Giants and Baltimore Ravens. Despite the ups and downs, Freeman finished his career with over 6,500 yards and 50 total touchdowns. He's remembered for his angry runs and key contributions to the Atlanta Falcons during his prime years.
The 2015 NFL Draft, Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley was one of the most dominant running backs in the NFL during the late 2010s. Drafted 10th overall by the St. Louis Rams in the 2015 NFL Draft, Gurley made an immediate impact with his powerful running style and explosive athleticism. His rookie season was impressive, rushing for 1,106 yards and 10 touchdowns despite missing the first 2 games due to injury. His peak came in 2017 and 2018 when he was a central figure in Sean McVay's high-powered offense. In 2017, he rushed for 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns, and added nearly 800 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns, earning him the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. He followed this up with an even more impressive 2018 season, where he rushed for 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns, along with 59 catches for 580 yards and another 4 scores. This season earned him another Pro Bowl selection and a first-team All-Pro honor. However, Todd Gurley's career ended abruptly due to knee issues, which began to affect his performance in 2019, a season in which he virtually disappeared and was replaced by C.J. Anderson. The Rams eventually released him, and he had one final season with the Atlanta Falcons. He retired with over 6,000 rushing yards and 79 total touchdowns. Despite the challenges with injuries, he left a legacy as one of the most electrifying and productive running backs of the back half of the 2010s.
The 2016 NFL Draft, the big dog, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is known for his terrifying physical presence and game-breaking ability. Drafted by the Titans in the 2nd round of the 2016 NFL Draft, he initially had to sit behind DeMarco Murray, but once he finally got a hold of the starting job, he established himself as one of the best running backs in the NFL. His breakout season came in 2018 when he rushed for 1,059 yards and 12 touchdowns, but it was his 2019 season that truly cemented his place as one of the league's elite running backs. He led the NFL with 1,540 yards and 16 touchdowns, and had a standout performance in the playoffs, even helping the Titans reach the AFC Championship game. His remarkable 2020 season was even more impressive. He rushed for 2,027 yards, becoming the 8th player in NFL history to surpass 2,000 rushing yards in a single season, and scoring 17 touchdowns. This performance earned him the NFL Offensive Player of the Year award. Derrick Henry has been a force on the field, capable of wearing down defense with his relentless running and breaking off long runs. Despite dealing with injuries at various points, he remains one of the most dominant and physically imposing backs in the league. As of the end of the 2023 season, Henry accumulated over 9,000 rushing yards and now finds himself on the Baltimore Ravens, where he looks to have a strong final act of his Hall of Fame career.
The 2017 NFL Draft, Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey was one of the best college running backs of the century at Stanford and was drafted 8th overall by the Carolina Panthers in the 2017 draft. He quickly became one of the NFL's most dynamic and complete running backs. As essentially the second coming of LaDainian Tomlinson, his blend of speed, agility, and receiving skills set him apart from his peers. McCaffrey's first Giant season came in 2019 when he became just the third player in NFL history to record 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in one season. This performance earned him first-team All-Pro honors and a Pro Bowl selection. McCaffrey quickly established himself as the best running back in Carolina Panthers history, but his tenure there flamed out after a couple of injury-riddled seasons, and following the injuries that affected him in 2020 and 2021, he was traded to the San Francisco 49ers in 2022. He quickly picked up where he left off after joining San Francisco, showcasing his playmaking ability and helping the 49ers reach the Super Bowl. As of the end of the 2023 season, McCaffrey is still arguably the top running back in the game, with over 6,000 rushing yards and 4,000 receiving yards to his name thus far.
The 2018 NFL Draft. Nick Chubb.
After suffering a devastating knee injury at the University of Georgia and returning stronger than ever for his final 2 college seasons, Nick Chubb was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the second round of the 2018 draft. He quickly established himself as a key component of the Browns' offense, supplanting Carlos Hyde with his blend of strength, vision, and mean running style. His rookie season was impressive, rushing for 996 yards and 8 touchdowns despite sharing carries. He continued to build on this success, rushing for over 1,000 yards in each of his next 4 seasons. His standout year came in 2022 when he rushed for over 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns, showcasing his ability to break off long runs and punish opposing front sevens. Nick Chubb has been an absolute workhorse for the Browns. He's also demonstrated his skills as a reliable pass blocker and occasional receiver out of the backfield. He's one of the top 2 best pure rushers of the 2020s along with Derrick Henry, and as of the end of the 2023 season, Chubb had accumulated over 6,000 rushing yards and 50 touchdowns, making him one of the most productive and consistent backs of the 2020s. But another knee injury that required multiple surgeries has him still working his way back onto the field.
The 2019 NFL Draft. Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is known for his powerful and no BS running style, emerging as one of the NFL's top running backs since his debut. Drafted by the Oakland Raiders in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft out of Alabama, he quickly made an impact with his physical running style and ability to gain tough yards on the ground. In his rookie season, Jacobs rushed for over 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns, earning a spot on the NFL All-Rookie team. His strong performance continued into subsequent seasons, and in 2022 he had an elite year, leading the NFL with over 1,600 rushing yards and adding 12 more touchdowns on the ground, showcasing his workhorse ability. Josh Jacobs has been one of the most relentless runners in the NFL since he entered the league and now finds himself in Green Bay leading the Packers' backfield. His ability to perform in various schemes has made him a versatile asset, and as of the end of the 2023 season, Jacobs had accumulated over 5,000 rushing yards and 46 touchdowns, solidifying his status as one of the premier running backs in the NFL today.
The 2020 NFL Draft. Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor was one of the best running backs in the history of college football at Wisconsin. Drafted by the Colts in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft, he quickly became one of the league's most dynamic running backs. His rookie season was highly productive, rushing for 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. But it was the 2021 season that truly showcased his elite talent. He led the NFL in rushing yards with over 1,800 and rushing touchdowns with 18, earning him second place in NFL Offensive Player of the Year voting and a Pro Bowl selection. His combination of speed, power, and vision allows him to consistently break off long runs and dominate on the ground. His running style is characterized by his powerful lower body, balance, and ability to accelerate through gaps. He's also a more than capable receiver out of the backfield when needed and a reliable pass blocker. He got a new contract in 2023 and continues to be a central figure in the Colts offense, with over 4,000 career rushing yards and 45 total touchdowns, having established himself as one of the best pure rushers in the NFL.
The 2021 NFL Draft. Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne has been arguably the best back from the 2021 class, competing with Ramondre Stevenson and Najee Harris for that crown. Drafted by the Jaguars in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, Etienne has been one of the few above-average weapons Trevor Lawrence has had. Despite missing his rookie season due to a Liz Frank injury, he returned in 2022 with a bang, rushing for 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns. His ability to make explosive plays both in the running game and as a receiver has made him a key part of the Jaguars' offense. His college career at Clemson Clemson was also highly impressive, where he became the all-time leading rusher in ACC history with nearly 5,000 rushing yards and 70 touchdowns. Known for his quick acceleration, sharp cuts, and pass-catching ability, Etienne has proven to be a versatile back capable of succeeding in multiple facets of the game. During the 2023 season, he was an absolute workhorse for the Jags, as Tank Bigsby found himself in the doghouse, and he continues to be the central figure in the Jaguars' backfield for 2024.
The 2022 NFL Draft, Breece Hall.
Breece Hall is one of the most complete and explosive backs in the league. Drafted by the Jets in the second round in 2022, he quickly made a mark with his dynamic running style and ability to impact the game in multiple ways. In his rookie season, Hall demonstrated his potential with impressive performances, rushing for 463 yards and 4 touchdowns, before suffering a season-ending ACL injury midway through the year. Despite that injury, his rookie campaign showcased his speed, power, and ability to snap off game-breaking runs at will. Hall's college career at Iowa State was also notable, where he rushed for nearly 4,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, earning him All-American honors and establishing him as one of the top running backs in college football. Now nearly 2 years removed from his ACL tear, Hall is expected to be a key part of the Aaron Rodgers-led Jets offense for years to come as one of the best backs in the league.
The 2023 NFL Draft, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson is widely regarded as one of the most talented and versatile running back prospects in recent years. Drafted by the Falcons in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, he quickly garnered attention for his impressive combination of size, speed, and skill. In college at Texas, Robinson was a standout player, rushing for over 3,400 yards and 33 touchdowns during his 3 seasons with the Longhorns. His ability to make defenders miss, combined with his physical running style and exceptional hands as a receiver, make him a dynamic offensive weapon. Robinson is also known for his vision, agility, and ability to change direction smoothly. His transition to the NFL was seamless, as he established himself as one of the best running backs in the league right away, and now as arguably the NFL's premier young running back, he's expected to be a force for years to come.
The 2024 NFL Draft, Jonathan Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks is a running back known for his performance at the University of Texas. Although not as widely known yet throughout the NFL, Brooks made a significant impact in college football. For the Longhorns, Brooks showcased his skills as a powerful and agile back, capable of gaining tough yards and making plays in the open field. As the successor to Bijan Robinson, Brooks had big shoes to fill, but his ability to contribute both as a runner and a receiver made him a worthy replacement. Brooks' final season at Texas was ended prematurely by a torn ACL, but he was so impressive while healthy that he ended up being the first running back selected in the 2024 NFL Draft, going in the second round to the Carolina Panthers. As of now, Jonathan Brooks is still working his way back onto the football field, but he's considered a promising player with the potential to make a mark as soon as midway through 2024. Success of running backs in the NFL Draft can depend on a lot of things: coaching, systems, scheme fit, but running back is a position where more times than not, the talented players are just too good to fail. Sometimes you have to pay up for a Bijan Robinson in the first round, but sometimes you can get elite players like Alvin Kamara all the way down into the third round.